Turn it up. You're listening to the Country Music Rocks podcast with Danny and Julia. Your all-access pass to all your favorite artists, untold stories, and the real behind-the-scenes of country music.
Boy, what a crazy week we had this past week in Nashville. News everywhere.
I know. So much big. It's crazy. The end of the year is coming and all this big news is coming out.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like boom,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'm super, super excited. If you don't know the big news already, our friend Jelly Roll has just been invited to be the newest member of the Grand Ole Opry, which is truly just one of the coolest moments to see that happen for him.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him. He totally deserves it. And I kind of like we were talking about prior to the podcast, how it all came about with Craig Morgan, and I wasn't sure of that connection. That kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. I didn't know that they were connected so much, and with Jelly's debut when he debuted at the Opry and stuff.
Right.
So it was kind of cool to learn about all that.
Yeah, it was weird for me. It was confusing at first because I caught bits and pieces. Like I saw Jelly Roll with Joe Rogan. I thought they were talking politics, so I didn't want to listen. And then I saw Craig Morgan's picture pop up, and I was like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Is he interviewing them? Talking? So I had to actually physically go back and then watch and listen, and then I was
so
like,
it ties it all together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a cool moment.
For sure.
And he's one of his heroes.
Exactly.
And if you don't know the story about Jelly Roll, when he was incarcerated, obviously in prison for the mistakes that he's made, everyone's made them. I love the story about him talking about him sitting in that one particular seat. He knew the row,
exactly.
the seat.
He did, yeah.
He knew everything about it.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. And it was almost home that kept him going in order to want to be an artist.
Yeah.
And if I will admit, it is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Great song.
All time.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that, I mean, I literally teared up.
Yeah.
Because I know that moment. You were with us the day we were at the Opry. And when you get the news that you get to MC it or become a member or just get to go
huge,
through that portion of that building.
Yeah.
To me, it was
so special.
Oh my gosh!
But at first, I didn't realize the ties, because usually when they have somebody invite somebody to be a member, there's a connection.
Sure.
And I didn't realize that strong of a connection, so I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was amazing to see, and I'm first of all, I hope that everybody in country music goes to the Opry the night that he's inducted.
I want to be there the night.
I
think
do
it's
too.
Just going to be such a cool moment. It's funny because he came into the scene, and like my husband, he listened to him before he was in the country scene.
Yes.
Because I remember he was listening to him one day, and I was like, who is this? Because it was kind of cool. Like, I liked the song. He's like, oh, it's Jelly Roll. And I'm like, Jelly who? Like, I had I didn't even know what he was talking about. I'm like, does he have a mouthful of something? And he's trying to say something else. Like, I didn't know what was happening. And then you started hearing more and more and more about him.
Yep.
And, just like anybody, like when somebody first comes into the scene that doesn't, I don't know, for lack of a better term, fit the part, you got a guy with, all these tattoos, and sometimes he wears a grill, like all these things. Like, he didn't really, he wasn't shouting country to me, just by first glance.
It's like Post Malone. Like, no one expected that.
Exactly. But then seeing him in the industry and what he's done for it, and it's incredible. And he's such a pillar now in the community, which is really, really cool.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I love the fact that everybody has asked him to accompany them on a project or be a part of something special. Him and Lainey have done stuff. Him and Brandon Lake have done things together. So I hope that I know we will shortly get the date of when it will be announced. And at that point, I'm definitely going to try and buy the tickets because I definitely would want to go back.
It's going to be a moment
in
for country music and at the Opry. So it's going to be very cool and very well deserved. I think he's put so much hard work into this, and seeing his reaction, it was true. You could tell it was genuine.
Yeah. And I think about, like you just said, how your husband John, turned us on to Jelly Roll. Like, I was the same way. He's like, you got to hear this song.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I was kind of like, okay. It takes, like we've talked about this many times.
Yeah.
It takes a few times to listen to really get behind something. Yeah. But there was something different about Jelly Roll that struck with your husband.
Yep.
And he saw something.
Yeah.
It's just, that's how record labels work.
Absolutely.
Like, he found somebody.
Yep.
And the guy that discovered Jelly Roll, there's a bunch of people that worked with it, but John Loba and the team at BBR and Adrian Michaels, just great guys.
Oh, for sure.
Super stoked on finding them. And I truly think about the last couple of years with Jelly Roll, like seeing him at the Roseland Theater for 500 people, and then seeing him at the Moda Center, and then seeing him this past summer with Post Malone. And you're right, he's made such significant growth
He has.
in country music. He, like you said, he has become a staple, and he's now turning his life around and turning other people's lives around.
Oh, absolutely.
He's saving lives daily with his
100%.
music.
Yep.
If he's one of the greatest motivational speakers, like off the cuff, that I've ever heard of.
He is.
Him and Lainey Wilson, I'm like, they should do like a TED Talk.
I know. Totally.
Right.
It would sell out.
Yeah, it would sell out. Be bigger than Anthony Robbins any day.
No, he's fantastic. He's got a skill that is just, it's incredible. I mean, you hear it in his music, but then again, he can literally just get up there and talk, and you're going to get something out of it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what 2026 brings as far as new music goes with him, because we've all heard the stuff now that we've been listening to for the past 7-8 months.
Yeah. And he's been pretty quiet this year.
He has.
As far as with music and stuff like that. I know he's been touring, and he did like the overseas stuff, which was a big deal for him, to be able to travel overseas.
Of course.
So I think 2026 is going to be interesting. And it's funny you say that, because I think, and we'll get into this when we start talking about like the new year, but it's going to be interesting to see what a lot of the artists, what they have up their sleeves, because some have been pretty quiet.
Yeah, they always say no news is good news, and we don't hear anything, something's brewing.
Oh, for sure.
So if he's anything like working with Ernest or Post Malone or Morgan Wallen, there could be a double album coming our way in 2026, which would be cool.
Oh, for sure.
So, and I hope he teams up with his buddy Brantley Gilbert and Craig Morgan and a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
I just happened to catch the other day the performance with him and Ronnie Dunn and Kix Brooks from the ACMs a couple years ago, doing that duet of Believe.
Yes.
I found myself crying on the couch because it was such a powerful moment. And then when you see other artists like Philip from Little Big Town crying, and Jimmy and everyone, TJ,
it's
a
doing
moment,
something.
right?
Yeah.
So it was really cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of cool stuff with Joe. It's gonna be awesome for sure.
No, and like I said, well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Speaking of craziness, like I didn't see this. I didn't have it on my bingo card in 2025. Maddie Tae.
I know. It's so funny because we were just talking about them. We were going through the whole CMA awards and stuff, and I'm so sad to hear it, but at the same time, I get it. You know, I feel like they've just been working to the bone, and Maddie's going to go do a solo on her own, which I think is great, and Tae's going to be a mom, and I think that's definitely a huge priority.
What she wants to do, for sure.
Yeah,
and her husband's a songwriter.
Yes,
so they're not hurting. In any sort of way, but maybe it's just you've come to realize, okay, we've been together for I think 12 to 15 years now.
Right around there. Yeah.
I mean, they went through some trials and tribulations with their record label at first, with Big Machine and Dot Records and a bunch of others.
Right.
So it was really different. But now to see them. The last time I saw them was in Nashville. We were heading home, and they were going to Vegas to do a show. Okay. And the bond between the two of them will always live forever. They're like sisters.
Yeah, and I read that now they're still best of friends, and they're gonna concentrate on their friendship.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna do separate things. And
sure.
Who knows? They may come back maybe down the road and pick up where they left off.
Could be.
And they still have a handful of dates into 2026 that they gotta still do. So.
Yep.
But it was kind of sad to.
I see maybe a Christmas album, the two of them reteaming, because they're going to spend time together for the holidays.
Absolutely,
they have to. You don't spend that much time with people unless they were moving across the country. If Maddie was like, okay, I'm moving to California to follow, or Tae was doing her thing, it would be interesting. So, I wish them continued success because they were great.
For sure. Yeah,
I love their music.
I was sad to hear it, but like I said, it's understandable.
Yeah,
I feel like
I just wish they could have got a couple Grammys, a couple of CMAs, a couple of ACMs. They definitely deserved it.
Yeah, for sure. I remember, what was it? Might have been 2020, maybe 2019. We saw them at CRS for New Faces.
Yep.
They blew it away at that show.
Yeah.
They were so good. So it's so sad that it just didn't take from there.
But
maybe it's just timing.
It's the business.
It is the business is. It's hard.
It's not easy.
In all facets.
It takes a toll on your body. You're traveling.
Everything.
Yeah,
everything.
It's hard. And when you put as much into it as they have, you finally go to a point like, okay, how much more can I do of this, right? And so I wish them continued success. I hope that they do. Maddie does great things on her own.
Absolutely.
I'm sure she will. It'll be one of those moments. I feel like, not throwing the juju out there, but like I feel like if Old Dominion were like, okay, we've done our time, we're going on, Matthew could still continue to move on his own for sure.
Yep.
Jeff, Trevor.
Well, and Brad, he did his own thing for a minute there. I think he came out with a single for sure. I want to say an album, but don't quote me on that. But
I'm not sure it was. It probably was. Maybe like an EP
maybe,
of some sort.
Yeah, it could have been, yeah.
But they could all go on and still be phenomenal songwriters and do their thing, which is really cool because I think they're all very talented. But
very much so.
I wish Maddie the best, and I think it'll be great for her. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited for her.
She can come back and surprise all of us and fight for Female Artist of the Year.
You know, I would love to see that.
I would too.
Yeah, I think that would be a great thing.
Yeah. Speaking of hard in the business, let's take a turn to the left and let's talk about our friend Brittany Kellogg just a little bit with The Road.
Yes.
Have you been watching the whole series?
I have, and I was a little sad to see last night that her journey ended on the road.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that it opened so many doors for her.
Oh,
and,
yes.
I mean, right now she's still doing great things.
Right.
And you could tell just kind of, I mean, I follow her on social media. So if you do follow her on social media, you can just tell how grateful she is and was for that opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that changed things for her, and I think we're not hearing the last of her.
Oh, no way.
I think that huge things are on. I mean, some of the things she told us about in the podcast. I mean, what was it, 4, 5, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I mean, she's writing. She's got a lot.
She does
going on still.
I think it was great that Keith said all the shows, 9 weeks of shows, have led up to now all these 9 weeks, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people now know who Brittany Kellogg is.
Absolutely.
Who we knew her all along.
Right.
And it was cool to really watch her progress. Like each week, my wife Kim and I would sit on the couch. We would watch Landman and Landman 2, and then we'd watch The Road.
Yeah.
And the progression of her literally has quadrupled. Like when we first saw her at the Pondo learning to play guitar and learning to do different voice techniques and stuff. So to see her get to this level now and watch her, like, even the huge difference from American Idol.
Oh, she is a true artist now.
Yeah.
She really is.
She
I
is.
mean, and that's not to say what she was doing prior to this, you know, she wasn't good. She of course was good, but she's grown so much. And I think that she's come into her own, and, you know, kind of like her song, she's come a long way, and she truly, truly has.
Yeah. And I think this past week it was a heartbreaker for all of us that we love her, because we do. Britt, congratulations where you got to. It was awesome.
100%. Yeah.
But I didn't realize, like, first week when we sat down, of all the artists that were going to be, I knew there was going to be like 12 artists and they were going to dissipate, but I didn't realize that Channing and this other gentleman, I can't think of his name just off the top of my head all of a sudden, but Cassidy's really the only one left that was not an artist that's already written a #1 song.
Okay.
Like these two other guys.
Well, there's Adam.
That's it. So Adam and Channing have both worked in the business, made music with Jason Aldean, Dustin Lynch, and so on and so forth.
Right.
So they have #1 songs. They know what to bring to the table as far as a songwriter.
Right.
Cassidy and Brittany brought their own spirit and their own stuff, which I think is, to me, much better.
Yeah.
But again, it's a Class A and a Class B.
Sure.
They were there a little bit longer than her.
Yeah.
We all know the story behind Brittany. She got a late start. She's fighting like hell to stay in the trenches and do whatever she can.
Yep.
And she said it herself, you know, I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a 40-year-old mom, stay home and keep doing what I love.
Yeah.
And as everyone should.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
You know, it's what we do every week here on the podcast. We're following our dreams. We love doing this.
Yep.
We love bringing you all the great info that you may not know of.
Yeah.
But
Love
it
talking
is
about
cool.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was really proud of her, and I hated to see her go off that show.
I know. I did too. But
do you have any predictions, like who you think might win
I was just
now?
going to ask you that. You know, it's a tough one. I think it's going to come down to between Channing and Cassidy.
I think so too.
But I don't know. I guess if I had to make a guess, I would probably say Channing.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
I know.
But Cassidy brings something completely different.
Right. She's a bubble.
She's in her. Yeah, there's just something about her, like her personality. She's she's exciting, and she's just, I don't know. So
right.
That's a tough one. I'm going to say Channing, but either one. They're both winners at this point.
100%. I mean, all three great choices.
Yes. Adam is fantastic too. I mean, he's got that swagger on stage.
He does. He knows how to pump
work
the crowd.
What's
up? He's going crazy. So good for him. I feel the same exact way. I'm hoping that Cassidy will take it as a new artist.
Yes.
Emerging of, like, here's the road. This is what it's going to be like. Now you are the first example.
Yes.
Not somebody who's been in the business already. But I would like to see Channing win it because I love his voice.
Yes, I do love his voice. And one thing about Cassidy, her energy.
Yes.
Like I feel like she's just going to bring a whole different level of energy and vibe to the stage versus, and again, Channing is fantastic.
Of course.
It's just going to be kind of like, we've talked about this before with Entertainer of the Year when we were discussing the nominees. Like Chris Stapleton, he brings a different vibe compared to all the other artists that were nominated. And I kind of think of Channing in that a little bit. He's kind of got that.
He's got that growl, that rough voice that most country loves. But Cassie, you're right. She's that little,
she's just so a bubble of energy. And I love that.
I thought one of the highlights for me, too, was watching them at the Bluebird because we had a chance to go by there and see it. And it was really cool, to sit in that room and the history that's come from that room. It's really cool. And like I said, the business is not easy, as we know. Like Maddie and Tae, they fought so hard for everything. Britney's fought for so long, and it's been really, really tough. But I wish them all continued success, and I think Channing will probably, or Cassie would probably be the one I'm hoping for. My fingers are crossed. We'll find out for sure.
Well, either way, I mean, they both made a name for themselves. All of them. Honestly, all 12 contestants did on some level, but I'm
gonna say this out loud because I think it's very funny. So I knew that they were gonna get a $250,000 paycheck, a recording contract, and a slot at Stagecoach. I have been looking at Stagecoach's thing every week
to see if they
messed up,
if they slip it in. I know. Well, it's funny because the press releases do come out, and I will kind of look at that, and I'm like, no, they're good,
tight-lipped.
That's good on
Get your tickets now. India, April, blah, 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 but no names.
No names yet.
I mean, at least the lower bands. Some of the other bands have been announced, but nothing as far as that goes.
Not as far as from
so we'll see.
The contestant.
Yeah. I was like, oh, maybe they'll slip up and not catch it.
Sometimes I know. It's funny you say that because when the press release came out about the announcement of Stagecoach, I did look. And then another one came out with more acts being announced, and I was like, oh, did they say who it was?
Yeah,
and
not
yet.
If you've never been to Stagecoach, it's definitely a one-time experience you have to do. I will warn you, though, it is a dust bowl because the week before is Coachella. And there's a million people down there, and then the Empire Rodeo Grounds, Polo Grounds, it just all the grass. It's like the Rose Festival we have here every year along the waterfront. The grass is gone. It's just all sand and seed.
It literally is.
So it's a dust bowl. So if you're into bandanas, hey, wear them. You're gonna want them.
You really got it, and it's hot.
It's really hot.
It's crazy because it's so hot during the day, and then as soon as that sun sets,
it's freezing.
Cold.
I know because it's in the mountain ranges. It's crazy.
It's chilly nights, but hot days.
But if you're drinking enough beer, it's worth it.
Exactly.
Right?
Or if you're down in the pit, and
you're going to be hot and sweaty with a bunch of friends dancing and having a good time.
But no, it's so much fun. I think it's kind of like one of those bucket list things. At least go once.
Yeah, you have to do those. It's like we've talked about that before. With like Red Rocks.
Yes.
You have to go at least
still
once.
On my list.
Yeah. So this 2026, maybe we can figure something out where we could go on that trip together. That would be fun.
Maybe we can do a podcast
because I have some friends that live in Denver. And we could do the radio tour and just come check in and say hello, and then go catch a show. That'd be awesome.
That'd be fantastic.
We could do a show and then stay there for the night, and then the next morning do the early morning sunrise. It's a bucket list item if you're into those type of things. Really cool. Or if you're into exercise and hiking, definitely one thing you definitely want to do. So it's cool. So you want to talk about the next problem in country music? Again, another part of the business that most people don't see. They think it's very easy and you're going to get millions of dollars, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose.
Well, I'll let you go ahead and...
This was, actually, Julia brought it to my attention. I was kind of shocked. She said, did you hear what happened to Jake Owen? I thought, oh my God, no, what happened? I hope no accident, no bus fires, because that always seems to be the case, or something went wrong backstage. Somebody jumped on him, or fans go crazy or throw something at him. This week, he had a literally mental breakdown. It
was really sad that, it was. I just remember texting you. I was just like, "Did you see that?" And then, I was just literally just so sad for him, and it almost seemed like a little bit of a cry for help. And I am glad the next day he got on and just kind of was like, "Hey, I'm okay." And he said he had so many people reaching out, which I think everybody, which I'm glad. I think everybody was kind of like, "Whoa, what's going on? Are you okay?" And I mean, the industry it's tough.
It's not a simple industry.
We all see, we may see, things a little bit differently, but still, it does look cool. It looks like, the cool lifestyle. You're getting, on stage and all the lights and all the fans, but it wears on you.
It does. It takes a toll.
Yeah.
It's not all glitz and glamour.
It really isn't.
There's been times when I've walked backstage and I've seen an artist, I won't mention names, just sitting in a corner by themselves, like I've got mentally get prepared, but also, you know, like just like what is happening with my life right now, because it's not all cameras backstage. It's a day in and day out struggle. Right. You're trying, you know, and a record label will come to you and say, if you get signed, maybe, you know, we need 3 albums from you.
Yeah.
Okay, great, no problem. You sit down with a bunch of friends, you write your songs. That's 1 album.
Yeah.
Then second album comes, and then the third album takes a little longer, and then the fourth album takes even longer.
Yep.
And you're struggling because you're trying to stay active on social media. You're trying to stay, you know, relevant with the teams because in today's society with our cell phones,
everything is
changing.
Yeah, and it's
AI.
so quick. Yeah, everything's just so fast. Like you have to be on all the time.
Yes.
And it's got to be exhausting. I mean, like, you know, sometimes like I'll just be scrolling through and just kind of seeing like what's going on and stuff, and it's just like, just even keeping up with everything and keeping up with what's going on with who and who's putting out what. It's exhausting, and I mean that's nothing compared to what these artists are doing day in and day out, and it's a lot.
I mean, a prime example of like just for social media stuff, like when Dan and Shay were on their highs. I mean, Dan every day was texting radio stations across the country. Thank you for playing our music. That itself is a lot.
It is a lot,
and to remember everybody, and
he's even talked about that. I mean, how it takes a toll.
It does, and that's why after a while they were like, "Okay, I got to stop. Got to like, you know." I love the saying from Carrie Underwood: "Ghost and post, just let it go and be done with it. Don't look back because you can't."
Right.
But Dan takes it to a different level because he is concentrating on the music. He wants to know the beats. He wants to hear the rhythms. He wants to hear these things. But he's also like super busy. Drew Baldridge, same way. Starting his, you know, he's always reaching out to people. Thank you. What do you think about this person?
Right.
Tell me about this. I've reached out to Drew a few times. We've talked about music and stuff, and it's been amazing with him. But it does take a lot, and especially for him this year. You know, now he's added a new baby to the family. He started a new record label. So the man is under some serious pressure. Right. So when you see something like that with Jake, if you didn't see the video, we're not going to share it. We're not slamming him.
He did take the original one down, which pretty quickly.
I felt for him. I really did.
I literally had tears in my eyes watching it. I was like, oh my gosh! Like I hope. I was literally worried. Like I don't want to hear something later on.
Yes.
But he seems to be in a much better place. And. You know, he had a broken heart that day, and it just he let it out. And
everyone does.
Yeah,
you know, if you're scrolling through your feed, trust me, you're going to see so much stuff about like if you're struggling, just know you're not alone. I'm not going to lie. When I got released from the radio station after being there for 27 years and thrown out like a piece of trash, I struggle. I still struggle. I'm still pissed off about it. I'm mad because I want to continue my dream, and that's why I love doing the podcast, because we get to say what we want.
Exactly.
I won't go on and slam them because I will take the higher road.
Right.
But those people know that they did wrong, and it still frustrates me to the day. But in a moment like that, we all have those moments where, okay, what's next? What's going to happen? And especially as a father and a parent, you know, he's got a little girl now, two little girls in his life. So it's a struggle, and I hated to see that for him.
Yeah, and it was just, I think also he literally just released a new album the week before, so you would think.
Oh wow, I didn't. I think I do remember you telling me that. We were talking about it.
You know, you're kind of on that high and everything, and then. He just felt so broken, or he just seemed so broken that I just felt really bad for him. But again, you know, he did post another follow-up video, said he was doing a lot better.
He was in a better mental state. He had slept on it for the night.
Yes, exactly.
It was like one of those mad texts, like, I've been there before. You're like, I'm going to say this. And my wife, Kimmy's like, just
don't
wait
hit
30
send,
seconds.
or don't just let it sit in a draft or whatever.
Read through it a few times and then maybe reconsider, you know, whatever. So I'm the next day when I did see the post finally from him, I was like, okay, good.
I know.
And then I don't know if you caught it, but you're right. There was people reaching out and they were showing some of the names that were popping up. And I know, I don't want to mention them, but friends of his that worked in the business with him when he was on a different label. So that was very cool to see them still like, hey man, we love you. We care about you. Want to make sure you're doing all right. So that was a really good moment for him. That's cool.
But it just goes to show these artists, they're people too. They have vulnerable moments too. And, you know, I think we all put them on a pedestal because, you know, you're seeing them in the spotlight, and we just have to remember that, they need a moment too.
Of course, yeah. And if you are struggling, just know, listen, follow your dreams. Don't ever give up. Don't ever let anybody rain on your parade. If you want to be a piano player or a flutist or a guitar player, trust me, I struggle every day playing guitar, and I've been following TikToks, and I'm trying, and I finally had somebody tell me the other day, I'm trying too hard to play like a Jason Aldean or a Morgan Wallen. Just learn your rhythms and your strums first. It'll eventually come. So I've been trying, when I do have a day off, I try to pick up the guitar for a few minutes. I know I played drums last week. I got a new cool drum beat that I really liked. It was like a rock version of John Deere Green. Oh. And I found it on TikTok, so I plugged my headphones in, and I was trying to jam to it and kick the kick drum and everything. So don't let anybody ever rain on your parade, ever. It's not worth it. And definitely if that's the type of people that are in your life, then we need to get them out of there and let you go explore and spread your wings, like Cassidy from The Road.
Yes.
That girl is spreading her wings so wide right now, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
For sure. And so it was a crazy week. I wasn't expecting to be that crazy.
I know, we're winding down the year, but it was like one thing after another last week, and I was like, oh my gosh, we got to talk about some of this stuff.
I know.
And we were both so busy that it was like, okay, well, I guess we're talking on the podcast.
Yeah, right. I know. And the other thing too is I always feel like at the end of the year, we always hear the bad stories, right? Like everything that's happened.
Yeah.
And when we see the award shows, which are about to start in 2026, we know that are all coming.
Yep.
The People's Choice Awards and the ACMs are going to be in April.
Right.
And they're going to be back in Vegas. But we always see the memoriams and the people that we've lost. And those are so hard because then you think back, oh my gosh, and the year in review, what happened in 2025? And we'll all be like, oh, I forgot about that. Or I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So it's that time of year where I always feel like the bad stuff's coming,
surfacing a little bit.
Hopefully it's done.
I certainly hope so. Yeah.
Especially with the weather we've been having here in the PNW.
I know.
Don't know if we need any more bad news for 2025. No. I want to just go into 26 with a clean slate.
Absolutely.
Be smiling, spreading our wings, and then kicking ass on the podcast.
Yes. Hey, I like that. Maybe that's going to be our new slogan or something. That was good. That was smooth.
That's it. All right.
That was very smooth.
I love it. Well, listen, we always love sharing our moments with you. If you want to share moments with us, please give us some time. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. You can always email Julia.
Yep, Julia at countrymusicrocks.net and Danny at countrymusicrocks.net.
Yep, for sure. And we love the fact that you are always sharing the podcast with us and with your friends. Please subscribe to YouTube. Tell all your friends about it. Spotify, iHeart, wherever you watch any of the podcasts. We'd love to have you join us, and we'd love to hear from you because I've heard some from friends just saying how much they love this or they didn't know that because we did this.
Yeah, there's been some really great feedback. Love all the comments we've been getting on YouTube and stuff, so it's been fun.
It's been a great time. And Julia has done a really great job on some Christmas gift ideas. If you missed the last podcast, go check them out. You still have some time.
If you have some last minute shopping to do, I got you.
A couple more days before the big man comes down the chimney. And thank you for a fantastic year, man. It's been crazy, and we've been through a lot this year, but I'm absolutely really happy that we're still just kicking butt on this.
Yeah, I am too. I can't wait till next year.
In the meantime, have yourself a great holiday.
Yes.